Stuart.
Right, Connor, we hear you. Thank you. Economist Steve Moore joins me now. Steve, that's the Democrat theme. Tax the rich, tax the rich. I think they want to punish the rich. They're not interested in revenue. They just want to hurt them. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a suck it to the rich agenda by the Democrats. They've tried that at the state level, Stuart. They've tried that in New York. They've tried it in California. They've tried it in New Jersey, my home state of Illinois, and it's been a complete failure. If you go to votewithyourfeet.net, by the way, you can see we put up all of the data on where people are moving to, from, how much money they're taking with them. The blue states are being bled to death as all these wealthy people are moving to states like Florida and Texas and Arizona and Utah. And so now the next brainchild of these folks is to have a national wealth tax. So it doesn't matter where you live, they're going to tax you. Now, there have been many European countries and other nations who have tried these. It's always failed. And every country, virtually every country that has tried a wealth tax, Stuart, has repealed it because it's counterproductive. Now, one other quick thing that you forgot to mention, Stuart, which is that under the Elizabeth Warren plan, if you try to leave the country, she wants to impose a 40% exit tax on you. In other words, they want to build essentially a financial Berlin Wall so you can't leave.
I'm not sure that passes constitutional muster, but there you go.
I hope not.
It is not.
I don't know. I mean,
it's seizure.
Well, probably not with this court. But can you imagine that? I mean, these are the same Democrats who say, don't build a wall, don't build a wall, to keep people from coming in. Now they want a Berlin Wall to keep Americans from leaving. It's an outrageous policy. It will make every American poor, because you're talking about all of these new taxes on the people who are the job creators in the country. The people who've created wealth create wealth for everyone. Take somebody like Elon Musk. Look at how many jobs he's created for Americans. Why would we want to punish them, Stuart?
Because we don't, I'm not going to get into this, but I was born and raised in a socialist society, and I know what it's all about. Deal with this one. Residents in blue states are getting big tax refunds because the big, beautiful bill raised the SALT cap. Got that. Do blue states deserve this extra refund money because they're the ones imposing the high taxes in the first place?
Well, no, this is terrible policy, but we should repeal the state and local tax deduction. There's no reason people who choose to live in high-tax states should be able to write that off on their federal taxes. That makes no sense. All you're doing is rewarding states and localities for raising their taxes. When we passed the original version of that bill back in 2017, I was one of the people who said, no, we got to broaden the tax base, get rid of the deduction, because all you're doing is basically giving a big fat tax break to people who choose voluntarily to live in California, New Jersey, New York, and so on. It's not fair to the people who live in Florida and Texas that they should have to pay extra taxes for people who are stupid enough to pay high taxes in New York and California. Just get out.
Just get out. It's not always that simple, however, is it? Just not that simple. Yeah. All right, Steve, thanks for joining us.
A lot of people are doing it, Stuart. I mean, every year, millions of people are doing it.
Yep. Over 1 million people left California between April 2020 and April 24. 1,465,000 to be precise. Okay. Steve, thanks a lot.
Amazing.
See you again soon.